Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar. Today's title is the cybersecurity suite your customers really ask for. I still see some friends coming in, but we are already on time. So let's start the webinar. And this is a webinar interface. So you guys cannot turn on the microphone, but in case you got any question or problems or anything, you can put it in the chat or in the question box. I will try to answer you guys ASAP. Or if we don't have enough time, we'll answer you back later on. But anyway, uh, can you guys hear me? Hello, anyone hear me? If someone hear me, please talk to me in the chat or question so I know all the stuff things is working correctly. Do you guys hear me? Hello? Hello, hello. Anyone hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, testing. Hello. Okay. So finally someone answered me that they can hear me. Just want to perfect sure. Okay, so let's begin. So as I said, we have topic today is cybersecurity suite your customers really ask for. Okay, so let's talk about NotSecurity first. So NotSecurity is a world's leading provider for privacy and security solutions. You may not instantly call out what is not security, but if I tell you not VPN, I think most of you should know not VPN very much. At least I personally use it for quite a long time. So now we have some business solutions, which is NotLayer, NotPass, and NotLocker. So NotLayer is a VPN solution based on NotVPN. But let's talk more about NotSecurity first. So first of all, you guys must know that they have lots of end users all over the world. So there are 50 million users. So you don't have to worry about the scalability and others. So it is in the market for over 10 years, over thousands of employees worldwide, and many users worldwide, and there's 5,000 plus businesses protected. That means They're not only for end user, but they're also very good for business use. And personally, I would say it is extremely easy to use, simple to deploy, no training required, but really can help us for some aspect on the cybersecurity. So you can see NVIDIA, Adobe, F5, National Geographic, and many other customers. Because this is Facebook, of course. So there's a big names, and as I said, I think some of you already using NotVPN for some time, at least similar solution. So you must know how it works. But why we need to think about not security? First of all, this is continuity. So because nowadays many still many business attacked by ransomware or some hackings, all sorts of attacks, data breach. So it really harm the business continuity. You know, if your all your data being ransomed and you cannot recover from it, so it will be really a disaster, right? And second thing is workspace digitalization. So of course we are not talking about you putting your report in PDF or what, but all your process or business flow, we moving from the from server client programs to cloud, whatever. So this is a really this digital transformation. So in between, we may need some more security. And when you need a very high speed and agility, so if you want to if you want something really easy to deploy, instantly benefit from it, you may need to think about not security. So I think one of the very important point is the scalability. So even you may have other alternatives for like VPN or password manager. One of the things you need to consider is a vendor really able to handle your needs when you come into larger scale, or if you want to make it global or multi-region. So no security definitely can fulfill this requirement. And if you want think about how to avoid breaches, avoid first of all, some customer will think, okay, let's hire all the services or our uh, internal system from the internet, mask or IP address, but you do need to have some entry point, right? It's not possible you have an offline environment, everyone sitting in your office and use all other stuff, because nowadays we are moving to work from home after the COVID. Some statistics that many companies may have over 50% will switch to semi work from home or fully work from home. There's really a trend that some company running pure remote mode, which is we need to have some secure entry point for all important assets without jeopardize the usage for the user, right? And one more thing is the cybersecurity insurance. Uh, I think Singapore still have is not as common as US, when but we are picking up more and more business uh, try to get a cyber security insurance, because um, you will find that even we try our best, even we invest a lot, but we still have a gap that we cannot uh, uh, avoid the attack or things happens. So how to share our risk to other party. So cybersecurity insurance is definitely a very good option. So many companies start to adopt this uh, to cover their risk. At least some very practical thinking is I want someone to help me to pay the ransom. But anyway, so cybersecurity insurance. On the other hand, they require you to have a relatively better protection to your assets and process. Otherwise, you may simply not able to be the customer, or your premium is relatively much higher. It's not cost effective, right? So yeah, there's a very good push from my point of view. Is there's some requirement for business to do something better, but not necessarily to be difficult or complex, right? So that's why we choose not security. And of course, compliance and provide access to user remotely or whatever. So in short, whatever you do in your business, you do need to think about security to adopt for the new trend of new way of doing business. So not security is very simple and easy to get solution. So let's go on and more about not security, which is 100% cloud native solution. So you do not need to install a server or wherever in your data center or your cloud or public cloud. No need. You just need to install some agent, and then you have all the related service on the cloud, and we have built in some security there. So that's why we call it SASE. So we have some monitoring of the traffic, network protection. So you will not you don't need to worry about, for example, yeah, providing VPN to customers or users to resolve BYOD. Yeah, of course, this is very important, right? But sometimes we may think about what if the client or the client computer having some malware or viruses that will attack our network. So that's why we have some defense on the VPN to make sure there's no uh, natural movement from your BYOD device to your core access. And the solution is really, really simple. You can deploy it in that day you subscribe, you get the account, you log in, and dispatch the user invitation, then you can start to use it. Really, really quick and simple. And you got the advantages instantly. And because of the scalability, I would say it fit for company for just few users. They don't have server, they don't have AD, whatever, but want to have a better protection for all of the users. To very, very large scale companies, they may have a very well protection or something access on their AWS or Azure or GCP, but they cannot protect everyone. They scattered all over the world because it is not justified to use VPN to the public cloud. Everyone, which is very, very costly. It's not free to have a VPN to the public cloud, right? So you can think about not security that really helps any size of company in many scenarios. I will talk about it much more on the NotLayer section. So let's talk about NotLayer, right? So we have to tell about the network structure if we talk about VPN, right? So this is very very typical uh, architecture. Of course, this is not apply for really huge company with multiple sites, but for normal, simple SME, will something have something like this. We have an internet connection, there will firewall routers, AP, whatever, then connect to the PC server database, whatever there is on-prem, which is single exit point, simple design, all the things is on-prem. You may have some basic encryption, whatever, but usually not actually. Well, uh, yeah, of course we have some AV installed the PC and server database, but there's a full of a single point of failure. Any device fail, network fail. Uh, now, of course, you can adopt multiple device on the firewall router, whatever. But anyway, if this is a simple traditional network, but I think it's not the case, right? So next is we may have a remote office. So usually we have some dedicated line from ISP and we connect to uh, firewall with site-to-site VPN and whatever connection. Then you have connected both the server or both the site, but it is costly for the link and the device. It's not easy to adopt, but this is also legacy, right? We have cloud, right? So more and more we have moved to some hybrid solution like we have some VPN and connect this and that. But let's talk about modern network nowadays. So uh, of course we have some payload or service on the cloud. At least you may have some SaaS application like Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace, Salesforce, whatever, and some server on the cloud, right? And you may also still have some remote office, headquarter, and this and that. But the point is, uh, your things become more complex. It's really difficult to define the parameters, right? What is internal network? Do you count the AWS servers? Yeah, you may, but it's difficult to define what's so-called internal network or what's so-called external network, and how about the user if they're living working from home, how you can provide a simple and secure connection to different network and facilities, right? It's not that easy. So so we got to think about new way to connect all the assets together. So one of the solution, of course, is NotLayer. So NotLayer is very scalable, reliable, and uh, very fast VPN solution. And you don't need to install multiple VPN gateway like a legacy solution, but we can work with it. And the old security is very difficult to scale because you have to deploy multiple network gateway and not that easy to have a central management. So when we come to NotLayer, we have a very adaptive network access. You can have a point-to-point client base. You can install a client agent, then you can connect to the NotLayer. And of course, you can have a site-to-site VPN to bridge all the stuff together. So really flexible. So I will tell you more of the demonstration. So so for the modern network access, we have many SaaS application access. We have to think about the internet threat protection and also the remote user protection. So building a zero trust security model is very important for nowadays. We got to have network segmentation. We have to control the network access to make sure the user on different team only can access what they actually assigned for. So to avoid lateral movement, right? So and also we have to think about how to handle the hybrid environments, not just on the on-prem or not just on the cloud, but also you have to handle about the home users. So a purely cloud native platform can help you handle and collect all the platform all together, a very seamless integration with different operating system to the multi-cloud resources. So think about if you have AWS Halo on the Amazon Cloud, you may use VPN for that. But how about if you got Amazon, uh, Azure, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform all together? We have different payload. Well, which is you may think it's a little bit difficult to have a connect and match it all together. But with NotLayer, you can handle all of them in a single platform. So it's very easy to use and help you to meet compliance. Because when talk about compliance, at least you need to provide certain level of protection. But how to do it in if users work from home, how to do it when you have a lots of SaaS application, it becomes very complex. But in between, if you put a lot layer, you can handle all of them in one path. So if we solve the remote access use issue, so users at home they can just install the log layer agent, then you can connect to the central server, then you can control and monitor all the stuff, and you can hide the IP address, so all your important resources you need not to open to the internet to allow your user to have a remote access, so no exposed to the internet. You can all put all the stuff behind log layer. And of course, many users, even they are not work from home, but they may visit customers, they may travel around, they may use public Wi-Fi in the hotel, in the cafe, whatever. It's extremely dangerous if you use a third-party managed public Wi-Fi. You don't know what's behind. The Wi-Fi, the AP may be compromised. You never know. So your packet can be captured. So you do need some secure connection wherever they are. So when using public Wi-Fi, it's definitely you've got to use a VPN, right? So and also you can have a different use for different teams to allow them to access different resources. It's very easy to do it in NotLayer. And also we have some security monitoring to assure that you have to block some Azure browsing or malware site, phishing mail, or other attacks. So this is we have a fat block analysis to block those business website and behaviors. Okay, so talk a lot. I think I can show it the demo right away, so you guys can more easy to know what's going on. So this is the NotLayer management console. So I have a few different teams. So you can have different users and assign to different teams. You can create whatever team you want. Depends on you can group different users all together. Okay, of course you can import and whatever to do massive provision. And you can define some virtual gateways. So you can have like here. I have a V2 gateway, we have three teams and share the same dedicated server. So this dedicated server is only assigned to you. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dedicated VPN server and map to the different gateway. So different team for different gateway and different gateway you can assign to different dedicated server. So for that server, you can control, of course, you can create site-to-site VPN. you can buy one of your, for example, for in the case we have a Japan dedicated server. Maybe I have a branch office in Taiwan, in Singapore, in Hong Kong. I can build site-to-site VPN, and then we have a virtual network run all together. Of course, usually we do need to do some network segmentation, right? So you can create different dedicated server uh, for some sorts of different usage, and you can do custom DNS. For example, if you want to have some secure DNS solution like our Safe DNS, you can custom the DNS. So when user connect to the VPN, they will use this IP address and have a custom DNS. You can also some filter, of course. Okay. So and also you can have some DPI, and you can have some browser plugin for this beta. So anyway, so you can match different so you can create site-to-site VPN from AWS to this dedicated server or GCP or Azure, or put it all together to form a virtual network there. So you can have different teams, so you can group different users there. So very easy, right? So you can simply click, then you have all the stuff there. So and you can see the connections. So who connect to which server. So this is the workstation, just to connect to dedicated server, right? And also there's some other shared server. I will tell you when I show you on the client demo. So also you can see the action for the audit purpose. So I create a user for the team testing, just showing you, right? And you can export for the logs, audit logs for audit purpose. And you can see the who is a user actively as a member, as a mutation, and they enable the MFA. So let's see what we can do. So I can enforce the MFA. So I will enforce all the users must use the MFA. Of course, you can use Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator or other time-based token MFA applications works. So you can use it to log into the app, and you can do single sign-on. So I enable Google Workspace. So if the email account is the same with Google, so I can simply log in with Google account. Really user-friendly. Nothing I don't need to configure the token and demo, whatever. No need. You just click it, turn it on. It works. Okay. So also we have we can some more detailed settings like auto app updates, biometric verifications. Okay, we can turn on the threat blocking, so we will detect the back malware and network activities that will block the threats. And the shared gateway. So what is shared gateway? Let me show you. For instance, so this is the log VPN client. So now I do not connect any of the gateway. I don't want to change the connection, so I don't click it anyway. But these are the shared gateway. So the V2 gateway is the dedicated gateway to us, to our version 2 way. So we have a dedicated IP. I can trust the service to this IP address. I can do set to VPN to that. But sometimes you may simply use it. I want to hide my IP address, or when I'm using public Wi-Fi, I don't want to uh, I want to protect my traffic. So you can use the shared VPNs. Of course, if you want to see Netflix, maybe you need to use the US or Germany, because some TV show or some episode is only on the different region. So you can use it. Okay. Of course, if you want to disable, you can disable those shared gateways to just turn it off. So you can force all the user use the dedicated gateways for the company. But anyway, I will turn it on, keep turning on, because I want user to get used to use the VPN, right? So what is the smart remote access? It's very interesting function. So uh, you may think, okay, so we have lots of user, they install the agent, they connect to the VPN. So what if I want to make a direct access to each other? So you can assign a gateway here. So it will create a virtual network. So everyone connect to this V2 gateway, they can see each other. So they can use, so if you put the file server there, so user connect to this V2 gateway, they can access the file server as if they are on-prem. Or you can, of course, you can do site-to-site VPN. It also works another way. So let's imagine you have different teams. So you have designer team, they have their own server or a service. You can connect or trust your IP address only for that gateway. So there is no other people can access your access for designer. Because only the designer team can log in that gateway and they can use the service there. Right, very simple. So for the user point of view, you just download the agent, install it, log in, create accounts for your invitation, and then log in and use. So it's just like this. You just one click. Because you can have some setting like auto login or auto connect. So you can force it to connect with this auto gateway, whatever. So you can choose protocol. And also we have a this is not proprietary. This, you can say proprietary. This is a WireGuard technology, which is make it much faster and better performance. So you can usually recommend you can use the automatic. So also uh, you may you may ask if I use the smart remote access, how how can I notify who is who? Because when you connect to the VPN, you will assign new IP address, so you can create your name here. So you can create a host name like just Kenneth. So you will have a dedicated device name here. So others can connect with this dedicated access. Simple, right? So everyone should able to understand how to use it, and it is really, really flexible. So whatever uses a small company, a few users, they can use NotLayer. If you've got a multi-cloud infrastructure, multi-data center infrastructure, MMC, you can make it work. So you don't need to worry about the scalability because there are already 50 million users using this product every day. At least my mobile phone is connect with not VPN. Now I switch to NotLayer every day. I never use connection without VPN, no matter it's a Wi-Fi or whatever. So that's it. So any question for the NotLayer? Okay. So anyway, so if you got any question or problems, you can ask me. So get back here. So let us review what functionality we have to make sure I'm not missing something. So we have MFA. We can allow single sign-on, so you can use Google's workspace accounts, or you can use Azure accounts, wherever you can force biometric authentication. So you just use if you use iPhone, you can do facial recognition, fingerprinting, whatever. We can set for auto connect. So like just like my mobile phone, it will auto connect to the VPN, and you can achieve scalable, extremely easy configuration for the network segmentation. Just create a different gateway and different dedicated server, so you can separate the team to different network. So we support site-to-site VPN, we have shared servers, and okay, yeah, this. The delicate server can have 1 to 1 gigs, 1 Gbps speed, so it's really enough. I don't think many company will spend the money to have 1 gig traffic and set up a site SSL VPN on if there's a sudden change of the needs for remote working, right? So if your company just have 3 users, you never think about rent such kind of bandwidth. But if you use NotLayer, you just come with this. If you have a dedicated server license, you got 1 gig. It's really cost effective, I would say. So in encryption, we have threat blocking. You can custom DNS, so you can have your own DNS server to protect your users. So or to make sure they are not visiting something bad. And we have a very effective, fast protocol for VPN. So we have a dedicated fixed IP. So even you don't want to set up a site-to-site VPN, or on the other hand, for some SaaS application, you can limit the IP address. Someone may don't know. You can, like for example, Salesforce or other SaaS, many SaaS, they can let you configure which of the source IP can access this SaaS application. So if you want to protect your account from hackers to guess whatever, you can protect your SaaS application behind the NotLayer. So every user connect to NotLayer, and they connect the SaaS application for the NotLayer, and anyone outside your organization will not have access to your NotLayer. That means they cannot log into your SaaS application, even email or whatever. So this is very handy and quick solution, because I don't know, someone knows, someone may not know that actually nowadays hackers are very active to compromise account on the SaaS, because it's relative easy to find and support, and not that difficult if they just have patience. But you don't want to have it happen, right? And also we can detect jailbreak device or hacked device, and also the new function called smart remote access. So we can form a virtual LAN on the cloud, connecting all of your access, remote users, data center, public clouds, resources all together. So it's so we have so I think most of these function is very enough for a remote access or VPN solution for most of the customers. So what do you think? Let me know. So I've already finished the demonstration. So any question? Okay, no problem. Let's go on. So come down here is law pass. Well, one sentence can finish the introduction. Everyone understand it. Password manager. Okay, because we have to do some differentiation and let you know what's going on, right? So actually, for many users, they I would say, okay, let's go back to the password first. Okay, so why password manager? Everyone know the famous the superstar password is 123456 or 12345 anyway. So it's the legendary, most commonly used password. Okay, but this is the worst password. Right? But of course, not now we have password policy. We have complexity requirement, but someone will purposely turn it off. But anyway, uh, those users really control the policy. Okay, so I have to create a complex password. So I create something like, for example, Kenneth Low 2002 and then three exclamation mark. I never use this password, so don't worry, you cannot hack me with this. Okay, but uh, but but they use this so-called complex password for everything. So for the company email, bank e-banking, YouTube, Google account, wherever, or chat room, whatever, all of them using the same password. Is it good? No, definitely not. So, but people simply not possible to remember all the password if you want to create one for each services. But any so-called cybersecurity expertise or whatever will tell you, okay, you have a different password for different website or services, and you have to change the password frequently. Try to have a longer password, less you have a passphrase, not rather than a password, this and that. But if they don't use password manager, it's simply not that possible to have someone create a complex password, 30 characters long, no dictionary words, and very complex, and every website have a different password. Maybe there are few persons able to do that, but why? Okay, so we need password manager to uh, to help us to remember the password, generate the password, autofill the password. So we have a really secure username password. So Logpass is very handy and easy to use password manager. Is similar to the NotLayer interface. You just provision very easily. And one very important thing is many users worry a lot. Okay, I put the password in your password manager. So you know my password. So it's not secure. No, that's not true. So for those password manager usually we call have a zero knowledge architecture. So the password will be encrypted with a key, okay, on not pass server. But the key itself will be encrypted with the user master password as a key. So LogPass doesn't know the master password. So they're not able to decrypt the key, and they cannot get a key to decrypt your password. So it only can be recovered through your master password or recovery key to retrieve the password. So bear in mind that the zero knowledge architecture to help to protect your password from hackers and also from any others doesn't have the master password, including the random. So you can put your password, credit card, and all sensitive information there. Okay. So as like before I went through the features, let's go to demonstration. Okay. So show you. So we have let's go to the Magic Point console first. So as like before, I can invite different users through the portal. Okay, I got to the worries and session time already. So I can use the not pass to create a password. Okay, I already enforced the MFA. So give me a minute. Let me log in to the MFA. So here I got the master password. Okay, so we go to the admin. So this is a admin portal, and we have members who is activate, who is pending, suspend, recoveries, whatever. This is the users, and you can create different groups. So we have a V2, TW, maybe VK, test. Okay. So you can assign different users to different group. So when they share password, they can only share to their group, whatever. So this is some setting you can do. And you can enforce single sign-on. So you can use as usual. I use Google Workspace for single sign-on. So you can also integrate with Azure AD, whatever. You can enforce MFA, and you can turn on the auto lock. So if user idle for some time, you have to re-enter the master password and log in again, something like this. So also, there's something very important is we can do some data breach scan. So we can automatically add a domain there. When we find there's a data breach, we will notify the administrator. So if we find every day some uh, data breach, and those database will be sold or will be exposed in the dark web or wherever. Uh, we collect those information, and we'll find is some email accounts or login account with your domain. We will notify, so you will know if there's some website like there's thousands, many like Facebook, many data breach event. So when you get this notification, what you should do? Change your password, right? Okay, so this is supported very freely, very simple. Let's go to the LogPass itself. So this is the LogPass client console. As you can see, also we can install the plugin. So as I also demonstrate you that I can do the autofill to help me to fill the password right away. So when the user first install the LogPass, that will be empty, right? But what we can do is you can import the password. So we support most of the browser password manager. So you can directly read the password database from the browser. Please remember, all the password manager for your browser is not encrypted. It only control with the OS user permission. So that means if someone who have get your access to your computer, they can get all your passwords. So do not use the browser password manager because it is not encrypted. It is not really protected at all. But anyway, before that, before you have a LogPass, you may still using it, or whatever, you can import it from your browser. And if you use other password manager, you can export and then import it. Well, they are just CSV with their own format. You will know that then you can import. So keeper, LastPass, one password, remember, whatever. So it's very easy. So once you import, you have all the password here. And of course, you can create your own, or you can, like, for example, I have SMND component string, I put it here because I don't want to put in any other place. Or you can put credit card information or some personal information, like if you want to put like contact information. So maybe maybe someone. Okay, you can put your address, contact there. I don't know, but you can, of course, you can have some nooks. For example, like here. So if you got a, I don't know, recovery code for something important, you do need to remember it, but it's not that good to be a plain text. So you put it here, so you can find it and get it. Okay. So I'll show you to log in later. So also very important, you can share items to your groups. For example, I want to share, I don't know, this scale computing account, so I can share to the different users. So I just put in the email address. Of course, we assume they have a log cost, right? So if you want to see, give it full right, they can see it and edit the information. That means they can view the password. But if you put it in limited rights, that means the user cannot see the password or cannot edit the password or information, but they can use it. So we can click the copy, like here. Okay, you can copy the password and paste. Okay, of course they can put something there, but you can make it autofill. So you can protect your password and control. They cannot edit the changes. They can only use it. So very easy, right? I think I'll demonstrate before. But anyway, I can show again on the locker. So you and oh sorry, I forgot to say. So we have a password generator. So if you want to create a new account, you can tune the uh, password, create a password here. And in the admin panel, you can create a password policy. So let me go. Password policy. So you can create a password policy here. So wherever you can create a strong password policy. Uh, it will it will scan through and let you know if there's a violate. You can still use it because actually some platform may not able to fulfill the strong password policy. So but in that case you may still use a relatively weaker password, but we can create a policy to enforce and to know, oh, okay, which account is not follow the policy, then you can let the user warning it or whatever, but default we will follow the password policy to create a strong password. Okay, so we can create a password here, and we will also monitor the password healthiness. So there's 1,000 of many weak password, many reused password, there's an old password, so you can rotate it or whatever, so it will let you know. So of course, and also we have a risk scanner, they will notify you, okay, this is unresolved breach, this and that. So we tell you, okay, then there's some breaches. So you have to change your password. So there's an emergent access. You can get some emergent access there, but I don't turn it on here. So in case to give someone to your items in case you cannot access them yourself. So for example, you have a password for the firewall configuration. So you are on vacation, but coincidentally someone should take over help you to handle the task person or on sick leave, something like this. There's a requirement config, so your colleague call you, help give me the password to log in that you can temporarily give them. Okay, so give them an emergency access. So you can give them for within 7 days. Then you can and also you can revoke it. Okay. Anyway, so this you can give them a emergent access to your password. So go to setting, and very important one very important thing is you can turn on MFA, and of course The most important thing I will say is to the browser extension. So you can uh, install a LogPass plugin to your browser. So this is the common browser that we support. So we'll help you to auto fill in password just like this one. Okay. So yeah, this is NotPass. Easy, right? So if you got question, please do let me know. If not, I will go on. Okay. So let's review our features list. So we have admin panel for user management, so you can assign groups. And we have single sign-on. We are not just Azure. If you can see, we have Google Workspace and other account directory. But we also have automatic user provision with Azure AD integration. We can enforce company-wide password policy. We can have user log, group sharing, company-wide password health unit check. Sorry, I forgot to show you. So you have the dashboard here. So you will see how many weak password in your organization, how many we use, how many licenses used, and we can do a bridge scanner to scan through the accounts that may compromise in the dark web, something like this. So yeah, sorry about that. So you can monitor the healthiness of your password, not just individual use. And also we can minimize settings and have a full and limited right password sharing. And we can enforce MFA. We can import password. We can generate password, and we can web mode. So if user using some platform that are not able to install plugin, they still can use the login to get password to help them to finish the job. And we have this encryption algorithm. We have zero knowledge architecture to ensure this your password is encrypted and safe from anyone others. Okay, so let's go to LogLocker. So LogLocker is a end-to-end file encryption tools with a perfect private cloud. So uh, you can just imagine it's a cloud drive, but it is fully encrypted. Because when you are using Google Drive, there's no encryption. Okay, of course you can use a client encryption software to encrypt it and put in Google Drive. And then when you want to use it, you use the client side uh, encryption software to decrypt it. But this is not flexible enough because you may don't have the agent installed on like mobile phone, whatever. But with Locker, because all encryption happens on the cloud, so you can use it anywhere. So it can help you to secure any file on your computer. Encryption is compatible with files and all types of size, all types of size, so you can have whatever size you want. Okay, uh, and the file encryption is no limit. You can encrypt whatever you want. So and the storage on the cloud, private cloud, so you can use it anywhere, and it is a fully end-to-end encryption with zero knowledge. Okay, so the file on the LogLocker server is fully encrypted, and the encryption key is encrypted with your master password. So no any other no uh, your password, then cannot get your file. Okay, so there's a client application and web application, so you can use it on the cloud, on the PC, laptop, mobile, iPad, whatever. So you can open the file directly. Uh, or if you got agent, you can just strictly open it. You don't need to decrypt as a separate file or what. So after you use it, it will back to encrypted. So you can up. So the file is working on the cloud. So the encrypted file is about the cloud. So you have fully control on the file, who can use it, and you can share your file to other teammates, so they can use your file, share the assets. And also, of course, as I mentioned, we have a zero knowledge policy. So they strictly control and protect your file from any others. So all your file is end-to-end encrypted and easy to use for any skill level. This is really, really simple and easy. So what is the difference from other cloud drive? Um, well, first of all, it's encrypted, of course. And also we have a zero knowledge policy, so you don't need to worry about the files being used, and help you to comply with some regulations, because in many use case, user cannot use cloud drive. It's not because it's not allowed to use cloud drive, but it is difficult to use client encryption with the cloud drive, and those cloud drive don't have encryption. It's not compliant with many compliance like PCI, GDPR, because some sensitive information PI you have to encrypt it before you send it out, because your cloud drive is same as anywhere else. So we have end-to-end encryption to help you to have a very user-friendly access anywhere storage on the cloud encrypted. So that's why it helps you to fulfill the regulations and compliance. And also we offer multi-platform access. So we support Mac, Windows, mobile phone, and Androids. Of course, NotLayer, NotPass, Not it's the same. So cross-platform solution. So it is really, really easy to set up. You just create an account, set up the master password, back up the recovery key. Remember to back up the recovery key. Remember to keep it. You should put it on not pass anyway. So I did it. So you won't lose the recovery password. So it is also encrypted, right? So because in case you forgot the master password, you can use the recovery key. Okay. So it's just a server architecture. You don't have to own your own server. You don't have to worry about the storage, because not security help you handle all that. So before I finish, let's take a look on the locker. Where is it? Okay, so I don't want to type, so you give the log pass to help me to enter the master password of the locker. So here is the management console again. So I can see who are the users, and by default, each user have 2 terabyte. I think pretty enough, right? So you know how much for Google, right? If you got a 2 TB Google Drive, it's not that cheap. They're not encrypted, right? So, and also you can to grant some right to that, suspend the user. Okay, so it's simple. Let's go to the point demo. So I have my own note locker. Different server. No, I just update. Yeah, usually. Okay. So login here. Locker. Millions of users. I use yeah. Okay. So I have the NotLocker login. So it will synchronize the file. You can see I have 23 megabytes there. If I want to upload something, I just drag and drop. Maybe upload the VPN here. So when you drag and drop, you can choose move or copy. I will choose copy here today. So I will got the file here. So I can strictly, sorry, I have to take a long time. So, so I have to synchronize. It's just like Google Drive. Anyway, I can download it, or if I synchronize, I can open it right away. So it is encrypted also on my client side. If I put it on local and on cloud. So if I choose only on the cloud, then means the file will only on the cloud. I can download it, of course, anyway. But we choose local and on the cloud. Let me take a moment. Let me synchronize. So then I can open it straight away on my computer. So I can open it. Of course, this is the same file. So this locker, and I can share files. So I can share this. So I can share the folders. So that I'll share the lockers. For example, so I can share to this user. So next time they're not in, they can access. They grant the access. They can use my folder. So very easy to use. If user know how to use OneDrive, Google Drive, they know how to use Log. It is fully encrypted, large storage, access anywhere, hard drive, easy. So something to wrap up. So combining with a NotLayer, LogPass, and NotLocker, so we facilitate the user can securely access the network access, have a secure password and secure file access anywhere for any size of company. Uh, as you can see, it's extremely easy to deploy, and the client side is extremely easy to use. So the cost of ownership is really, so anything is easy and simple. Okay, so that's it for today. So any question? Okay, so if there's no question from you guys or cannot think now, so that's it for today. If you think about trial, okay, partner pricing. Good question. But I won't answer you right here because I'm not a sales person. But you can contact ourselves. Okay. So I will pass your question to ourselves um, to so they will send you the pricing. Okay. Okay. So I saw your email. Thank you. Good. Okay. Good. It seems there's no question of product. Yeah, it's expected because it's really easy, right? Of course, if you want to test it or you want to buy it, you contact ourselves and or you let me know, you know, or connect ourselves. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you all you guys to attend. Hope you enjoy it and really find it interesting to use it personally. At least me I enjoy it a lot. I love the VPN and also the NotPass is very useful. Okay, okay. Thank you for today. Cheers. Bye bye.